Okay, so I mistakenly said that I thought that I had done the last of these videos because I did the Hiss tank and I didn't think there was anything left. Well, goes show what I know. The website for Forever Clever that makes these G.I. Joe licensed sort of Lego block equivalents are, they had said that, you know, coming soon, they had put 2 others out there, and I was going through local Ollie's and I happened to find both of them. So there will be another in a forthcoming video, but Ollie's came through clutch. It says like the original price was I think like $34.99, and I was able to get each one of these for like about $15.99, so $16. But this one is the Mean Dog. Has the characters Duke, Hardball, and Wild Card. And so, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start building it and talk about it a little bit as we do that. So, if you like this, I also have the G.I. Joe Tomahawk kit from this series, and that, unless they do some other updates or other news, will be the last of this initial edition and set. Okay, this box is primo by comparison. Okay, there was tape. Okay. But if you, once again, if you like this type of like this type of content, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you can know when I post something else out there. I've got a few ideas in the near future of content that I want to try to do, but anyway, you can see they use the same sort of classic art from the other original when the toy came out. This is a 205 piece set, so this should be somewhere on about the same scale as the Cobra Rattler that I did towards the start of all this. Alright, so let's give it a roll. Alright, we got 4 bags, the same box configuration. You can use this for a sorting box. I generally do not, because it's kind of hard to dig down in there and to see while I'm trying to do this video. So you've got your stickers. I'll set those to the side for now. I'm going to set the box to the side, and we're going to get rolling with this thing. Okay, pretty big instructions sheet. We have both a front side and a back side, and looks like, yeah, it doesn't necessarily number all the steps, but it's going to be quite a few things to do here. So trying to find the best. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we got lots of bags. Lots of parts. Looks like we end up with 1 figure per bag too. So we got it all dumped out in a big glorious mess. And now let's, I'm going to try to take these parts of people out so that they're not getting mixed up with all the other stuff. Less stuff to sort through, etc., etc. Maybe like in one of those videos, I might also want to make sure that I got all the parts to the people. That happened one time. not have all the people parts. It's looking like good chances we do this time though. And I'm going to be good and save the minifigs till the end. Test the limits of your delayed gratification. Alright, so oh, if anyone has opinions on the subject, which I know if one thing the internet is not shy of is opinions, I've been debating about the Mississippi Comic Con, or not Comic Con, Anime Fest is coming up in March of next year, and I have done this one time before, and I was contemplating doing so again. I did a panel at one of them on retro anime and covering things, you know, like Transor Z, Voltron, and a lot of other stuff. But anyway, talking about some of those older things from the 80s. And I'm debating whether or not to do another panel. I'm not sure what I would do it on, but I was debating whether or not to try to apply and see if they might want me to do another panel again. So let me know in the comments what you think. You think maybe, yeah, give it a shot, or nah, make more videos. I don't know, whatever. So we'll just see how it goes. If anybody has any thoughts on that, feel free to leave those in the comments, and I will see what we do here. All right. So while I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and talk some about, apparently the Mean Dog, this kit that I'm building right now, came with the figure Wild Card back in 1988, I believe, was what I was reading and researching earlier today. And basically, yeah, you know, those came out, and that was just about the time I was starting to grow up a little bit, about to be a teenager, and so I was worried about all kinds of other things other than G.I. Joes at that point in my life. And so I kind of had dropped it. So that's why I never really had this one, and I wasn't really familiar with it, but you know, I'm a completionist, and so I wanted to complete the whole set of these, just to be thorough, just to get it all done. And so that's how we're here as we are. Okay, oh, they're showing me just things that get added. Okay, that's a little different. A little bit different. So this time, whereas before you just kind of guessed the colors, you know, like a lot of Lego sets that I've seen, you just kind of, okay, yeah, that's been added since the last picture. This one actually has you, they kind of gray out everything that was in the previous step and only colorize the things that are new. So that's different. Not used to seeing that. So it's taking a little moment to adjust. So these go back that way. I don't think, just judging by this initial start, that the characters are going to fit in these though. It's just a hunch. that I have. They may surprise me, but so right now I'm not very surprised. Okay, so we got the first little assembly kind of put together. Keep rolling. Okay, that's a little weird, but I'll allow it. So they start showing the pieces, and then they kind of go around a corner because they run out of space, and then they keep going with pieces. So a little weird, but all in all, so far this has been a pretty good build experience. It's not having anything crazy out of the ordinary or especially confusing or troublesome so far, which means I probably just jinxed myself, but you know. So in doing my research on this, I learned that this toy, the original toy, never actually got any screen time in the cartoons. It was in a little animated segment for a commercial, and of course, as typical G.I. Joe fare, the commercial was advertising a comic book, so he did, Wildcard and the Mean Dog did make a few appearances in the comics. I think it was about 19 from what I was able to find out. So not totally absent from the G.I. Joe story, but if you were just an animation and toys person, you might not have ever seen this one. But it was in both episode or an issue of the A Real American Hero Marvel comic, and it showed up in the IDW series considerable more. Okay, it's got a rotating turret in the front. Nice touch. It does not appear you're going to have a driver up there though. So peaceful to be constructing Lego and hearing the dogs bark outside. The neighbor's dogs bark outside. Aside for right now. This is the front. So we've got the front built with its spinning turret. Now we gotta work on the back section. Alright, so they start with slight. And this is what everyone comes for, to see when John makes a mistake. There we go. Alright, let's start rebuilding it. Okay, so that right there so far is the first side of everything. Now we'll move on to side 2. Okay, so we're going to take and not feeling super confident about this one, folks. It's going okay, but it's taking a little while. It's probably going to take a little bit of editing to get this one to fit. Oh, okay, okay, that lines up kind of nice. Not bad. I take back my earlier statement. All right. So now we're filling in a few dots here. Okay, that's done. Now we gotta arm this dude and put some wheels on her. We're gonna make some of those fall apart missiles here. So we've now got the missile launchers in place on the rear segment. Now we're building the big boy. Now all that's left is put on the rims and spinning tires. Connect our pieces together and there she is. I will say this one rolls quite a bit better than any of the other ones prior that were able to roll. But there she is. Got the big cannon on top, the other. You could possibly have a figure maybe stand up in there to fire. You're not going to be able to put one in here. You could drop down this back and maybe stick one inside, but that's about it, except for the parts that are not in the instructions, like putting on the stickers and building the minifigs. So let's see what the minifigs look like in this case. Alright, I'm going to get the box back up here where I can see. Okay, so we got, okay, that's Wildcard Duke and Hardball. Hardball's there. Okay. Duke is complete. This Duke. Got a little smirk this time. Let me double check that coloration. Yeah. Yeah, see, those would look worse. Okay. So, okay. Interesting call there. But decisions were made. Okay. Wildcard has his gloves on. Put his head on. Put his helmet on. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. So there's Wildcard. Alright. You see Wildcard. He's got the typical gloves, helmet, vest. And he's got this. They're dark. And they could be kind of maroon like the original figures pants. But here's the problem. So here's Hardball. Okay, I went with this because this brown is a shade different than his skin tone. So it doesn't make it look like he's running around without any pants on. But if he had these that Wildcard has on, I think he would look like he's running around pantsed. Okay, so just mindful. There's a lighter color molded plastic in the brown tones, of course, and so they will at least look like he's wearing brown pants and not wearing pants. Okay, yeah, you can have one figure can fit up where the turret is. I mean, I guess technically you could have one. Well, okay, you could cheat a little bit and sit one down at the joint, but you wouldn't be able to twist it very well without knocking him off of there. And then the third one would have to go into the kind of able to be flipped down sort of back gate. So you could put one inside the back portion, sit one right on the tongue. Although I'd be careful with that because I just undid it. Okay. And then, you know, there you go. Alright, stickers. We have the stickers to create the louvered look of the front, like in the original. Toy. They look pretty good. One thing I have noticed, if you played with this toy in the past, and I saw it by watching the old commercial for it, one of the few places that it actually showed up animated. If you try to play with it, if you owned one of these like you did and play with it like you did in the past, it may not do like you were hoping, because there's only 2 wheels on the front part of the chassis. So if you separate them out to do like they did in the show, then this one's just going to fall down. It's not going to be able to roll and be a recon sled like they had it in the other. Yeah, and I still have my craft knife from the pumpkin video. I was like, well, I might better have it here, because there have been a few times where the molding wasn't great on some of these parts, and I might have to trim some things. But honestly, I can say this has not been bad at all. Any real troubles I had with construction were actually operator error, builder error, where I just mistook something in the instructions. I mean, the instructions could have been a little clearer, but all in all, this has not been a bad one, y'all. This one is actually pretty pleasant build. I mean, like I said, you know, you have to take a few liberties to be able to put the figures, but I mean, I think it's been a case of where you've been less likely to be able to put the figures than you have been likely to be able to put the figures. So I can't really complain about that, because I've gotten kind of used to that's par for the course for how these roll. And one more tricky one. No, 2. Be careful, don't forget about your star on top of the cannon. They have one and it kind of blends in on the sticker sheet. If I can get it off the sticker sheet. Hello. Come here. Did they not cut it? I don't think they cut that. Nope, that sticker was not cut. Had to cut it out, the one for the cannon on top. Maybe yours will do a little bit different, but the top of the cannon star was not cut out in the cutting of the decals. Okay, now this. And I'm assuming it mirrors on the other side. So, all right, there we go, friends. So there it is with stickers in place. I said pretty good. I mean, you've got a point here where you can stick a person to look like they're driving in the front. They can't make any turns real wide because it would knock them out. A person can stand here to act like they're in the turret for the cannon. And then you can stick someone in here, they just won't be visible. So I think in this case, to make it at least semi-accurate, Duke, I don't know that Duke was ever a part of this, so I'm going to put him inside the tank, you know, doing like good COs do. We're going to put wild card right here on the front deck. Because that's closest to his actual driving position for this vehicle. And I don't think he's going to fit. I don't think his feet can lock down on it. Let me take, okay, there we go. That's one way to do it. Okay, well, I ain't gonna worry about that. This video's gone way too long anyway, so let's just put that back together. We'll just set him in there for right now. Hopefully it won't fall out when I try to do the big reveal. Yay! I got one on. Okay, cool. So there we go. Now we got it. So now you got wild card. He's a little behind his actual position, but from the front, you know, you could do, if you do like toy photography, he could be in there. And then you got hardball in the turret, and we've got Duke in command laying down in the actual vehicle. So G.I. Joe Mean Dog. Like I said, not a bad build. It took a little bit of time just because trying to figure things out. This was something I never had and never built when I was a kid. So I wasn't super familiar with it. But if you're a fan of this vehicle, I'd say you could do a lot worse as far as this G.I. Joe series. Apparently the neighborhood dogs approve, because they have not shut up the entire time that I've been doing this video. I mean, it's just been a constant barking. I do not know how they have voices left. So, Mean Dog, 2 thumbs up, and probably multiple paws up in the neighborhood. So, till next time.